Though her status is undeniably legendary, Bobbie Gentry remains an odd figure in the country music scene. In the early 80s, after nearly 2 decades of stardom, Bobbie left it all behind. The former singer hasn't been heard from to this day, though there are said to be some former peers who keep in touch with her. Join Factsverse as we explore how Bobbie Gentry lives a secret life and hasn't been seen in 40 years. For decades, the disappearance of singer Bobbie Gentry has been one of the most baffling mysteries in country music. The country music star was at the height of her fame when she decided to leave the industry behind in 1982. Fans hoped it would prove just a momentary lapse in her career, but she still hasn't been seen to this day. After 40 years, people are still just as curious about what happened to Bobbie Gentry as ever. Some of the many notable parties who would like to know what happened to Bobbie include Reba, who had a hit with a cover of her song Fancy in the early 90s. By that point, Bobbie had been missing from the industry for a decade. Though Reba is still likely just as clueless as the public is about what happened to Bobbie, there's always a chance Reba may have been successful in her attempts to reach out to the retired icon. In the years since Fancy became a hit, people have continued to ask the singer if she's ever had any contact with Bobbie. Reba has always expressed she would love to contact Bobbie Gentry, and she's reached out numerous times. Reba claims there are still people who talk to Bobbie. If this story from Reba is true, there's a strong possibility that the singer ended up being successful in her endeavors to reach out to Bobbie Gentry. It seems there's a small group of people that the retired country music legend still keeps in contact with, and this small group might also include modern-day musical artist Taylor Swift. Taylor has a song called The Lucky One, and many have speculated that this song contains lyrics about Taylor maintaining a secret friendship with Bobbie Gentry. It would make a lot of sense, as Taylor's status as a crossover artist between pop and country music have made her appear as a successor to Bobbie in the eyes of many country music fans. Regardless, the fact of the matter is the general public has no idea. In fact, the general public isn't even certain whether or not the former singer is alive. For now, we'll just have to take Reba's word for it that there are people in the industry who still keep in touch with her. Some people think Bobbie is living secretly in Memphis. Though no one knows where Bobbie is for sure, there are a few people who believe they've pinned down the former country music legend's modern-day location to Memphis, Tennessee. For one thing, there's the fact that the aforementioned Taylor Swift song includes references that suggest whoever she's talking about lives in Memphis. If Taylor was really maintaining a secret friendship with Bobbie, it seems she accidentally spilled the beans about where the icon is hiding. There's also a journalist who alleges he talked to an unwitting Bobbie Gentry on the phone for a few seconds. Apparently, he ended up stumbling on a listing for her in the white pages of Memphis, Tennessee. Upon calling the number that was listed, the journalist stated he was searching for country music legend Bobbie Gentry, and the person on the other end of the phone hung up. But the journalist continues to adamantly allege that the voice on the other end of the phone certainly belonged to Bobbie. If these rumors are true, it seems likely that Bobbie is living a secret life in Memphis, Tennessee. If she's alive, it certainly seems she wants to keep her whereabouts a secret. Bobbie's iconic status seems only to be continuing to increase in retrospect, and a big reason why is the mystery that surrounds her. Before we tell you more, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Factsverse if you haven't already. Bobbie has an impressive legacy in country music. Bobbie Gentry finally broke out of the world of country music in 1967 after years of fledgling success. That year, Bobbie signed to Capitol Records and saw the release of her first big single. Of course, country music fans will know that was Ode to Billie Joe, which remains the retired country music singer's most iconic song. Bobbie maintained in the years leading to her retirement that she had produced the song, though the record company didn't give her credit. But it's clear she exercised a great amount of artistic control when it came to the release of her first single. The single was much different than normal country music releases at the time, and the record label feared audiences wouldn't appreciate the song's dark and nihilistic tone. When it was released, the most popular songs on the radio all revolved around peace and love. Ode to Billie Joe represented the dire reality that many of its denizens couldn't escape from. It revolved around the suicide of its titular character and proved an unlikely success. The success of the single showed that Bobbie Gentry knew what she was doing, and over a decade of superstardom in the music industry would follow in the wake of its release. Bobbie was a mysterious figure to the public from the time of her debut, which was a big part of what made her so popular. Bobbie retired at the height of her success. Bobbie Gentry's fame only increased in the years leading up to her retirement. Before retiring from showbiz and disappearing, she became the first ever woman to host her own variety show on the BBC. After that, she was given the opportunity to host an even more notable variety series on CBS. She also served as a DJ for Armed Forces Radio. After finding early success in the entertainment industry via her contract with Capitol Records, she left the record label behind before retiring. At that point, she worked mostly in Las Vegas. It was here that she did some of her most famous work. She loved the feel of Las Vegas, and the large venues she occupied allowed her to push herself as a showperson. As a performer. These performances were all grand productions, and they allowed the singer to leave the industry behind at the height of her powers. One of her most notable shows there saw her paying tribute to fellow Vegas legend Elvis Presley via a gender-bending performance. All of Bobbie's shows featured special effects and extravagant choreography, although the true star of the productions was always Bobbie herself. By the end of her career, she proved she was an incredibly versatile performer. Bobbie Gentry was the real deal and then some. Though Bobbie proved before her retirement that she was much more than the average country music singer, she certainly had authentic country appeal. She hadn't lied about her modest upbringing, which saw her growing up on her grandparents' farm in Mississippi. It's now been 4 decades since the public has seen Bobbie Gentry, and the truth about what happened to the former singer remains just as mysterious as ever. As her legend continues to grow, so too does her legacy as a musician. With her artistic integrity and her plethora of genre-spanning talent, Bobbie was a one-of-a-kind performer, who arguably deserved even more credit than she got. Now it's time to hear from you. What do you think Bobbie Gentry is up to these days? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to FactsVerse if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content. By the way, if you haven't joined FactsVerse as a member yet, be sure to look below this video and click the join button. By becoming a paid member of FactsVerse, you'll get access to exclusive video content that you won't find anywhere else. This includes some of our more mature content that isn't suitable for public audiences, which includes topics like Hollywood actresses who posed for Playboy and some of the steamiest moments in movie history. Plus, you can enjoy these videos completely ad-free. Our biggest fans will notice they also get badges next to their name when they leave comments on our videos. We pay special attention to comments from our members, and so do other viewers. So if you want exclusive content from FactsVerse or inside access to discussions with other community members, click the join button to get started for just $4.99. There are hours of members-only videos waiting for you, with new videos added every month. And we're actively working on bringing even more features to help fans like you connect with other members and get more of your favorite content. Just click join, and we'll see you inside the membership tab.